everybody, it's Angela, and as you can see, I am here to work on a nature journal. And so me and Henry took a walk out on the farm just to get some inspiration. And even though it's fall and the trees are starting to change color and everything, I was inspired by the alder trees. And they have these beautiful little pods and catkins and things on them. And so I was looking at these. I like these little green ones, and farther up the tree then I found some that were almost like little pine cones that were already brown. As you can see, there's a few there. And so that was my inspiration, and I just wound up picking up some pieces that had fallen on the ground and bringing them back to my studio to do some drawing. And so I went ahead and I just used a regular mechanical pencil, nothing special here. Just went ahead and sketched it on there. And then for the color, I'm using my Prismacolor colored pencils. And I'm going in with some browns here first to do the twig. And as you can see by my specimen sample there, the twig is more of a gray-brown color. It has kind of a glaucous coating to it. And so I'm just going in with my browns and grays and trying to capture that. And then the seed pod itself is a lot darker, and it has little recesses, where the seeds have popped out to make it looks like a little mini pine cone. And so I'm just going in with my darker browns and a little bit of black and kind of stippling it, trying to kind of get that texture and bring that to life. Now, I didn't draw a shadow below my illustrations, to make them look 3D like they're sitting on a tabletop or anything like that. I'm leaving my options open to maybe do some kind of watercolor wash in the background at a future time. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to handle that, so I just kind of left those options open. And again, I'm just going in, trying to give these a lot of texture. And even though I wasn't thinking about scale or trying to draw it to scale, I think because the specimen was sitting right next to me like that, I wound up drawing it, almost to size. And that was, completely unintentional. So I'm just going to do a little bit of sketching here and see how this goes. Before I put any more colored items on there, I thought, you know what, I better just block in all the things that I want on this page, because I do want them to kind of be pretty condensed so that the page looks full. And So I'm just going in here and trying to, keep a nice tight grouping. And then there's my last item that I'm going to draw, and that's a full-size twig. So I've got a couple of the different seed pods at their various stages, those catkins and the twig, and that kind of gives me, a variety of that tree, what was going on with that tree at that moment in time. Now I could have drawn some bark, and I may go ahead and go back and do that at a later time, or do a line drawing of the overall shape of the tree. That would also be good. So as you can see, I didn't do all the drawings on the same day. I don't have a huge block of time that I can devote to this, so I'm just doing it in bits and pieces. So because of that, some of my specimens had kind of started to dry up a little bit. You can see I had a leaf that had kind of curled up, but I'm just going to draw it like the leaf was fresh and everything. I'm not too concerned about it, because if I had to have a huge block of time to do this whole project in one sitting, it would never get done. I just know that about myself and my schedule, that I just don't have time for that. So I'm not putting any rules or stipulations on myself to, draw this by the season, or in some kind of chronological way or anything like that. I'm just kind of doing what I can when I can, and if you do it that way, things actually get done. It's slower, but you actually get something done, where the other way I probably wouldn't get anything done at all. So you just kind of have to, get to know yourself, get to know your style and your schedule, and find something that works. Make your journal work for you so that you have fun doing it, and you still make time to do it, and you get things done, but it's an enjoyable process, because that's what it's all about. So I'm just going in here. Now these little green seed pods are kind of more of an olive color, but they still have some brown in them where the seeds are kind of showing up through. So I'm just trying to capture that. Also thinking about the texture and the shadows on there to make them seem, somewhat 3D. And I'm also pulling the same browns throughout all the sample drawings, because I want that sense of continuity between all the colors to pull them all together. And all the greens have somewhat of a chartreuse quality to them, so you can see I did like a little chartreuse kind of wash in the background, but in this one it's a little less olive green and a little bit more apple green in these little catkins. So I'm taking that into consideration as well, but using the same browns I used on all the other twigs. And then I'm just coming in here, I'm putting that wash of more of the olive and chartreuse colors that I used on the previous drawing, but now I'm going in and I'm adding my texture with this darker apple green to really, capture what I'm seeing there. Okay, now I'm working on the last item, and this one has the dark green leaves in it. And when you're a child, you kind of learn to draw a leaf. You draw this oval shape and you draw a vein up through the center with little veins branching off. And this leaf fits that description. So it's a really, pleasant one to draw. It's not too difficult. It has some little serrated edges on it. And I'm just going in with a variety of my greens and adding in a little bit darker greens in this one because these leaves are my darkest green that I have in any of these samples. And you guys, you'll have to bear with me as I kind of start this series. I love to draw, but I'm not necessarily the best videographer or the best video editor, so I struggle with those things, and I also have quite old hardware and editing software, so it's somewhat challenging at times, but I'm doing the best I can, and I'm hoping to upgrade in the future. Maybe use my iPhone to record my drawing process in the future, and maybe get some new video editing software or some updated software. So here I am, I'm going in, getting this next leaf. And again, I took some artistic liberty on these because my sample had kind of dried up and started curling. And there is a little bit of brown. There's some little speckles and spots, where the leaves are kind of starting to turn. But what's nice is that there are some smaller leaves still emerging from the twigs. So that gives a sense of growth still going on with this sample. And then I get this drawn in, and then this completes my little series of samples from my walk. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're inspired to go out and find something in your own yard or neighborhood that you could draw and journal as well. And so yeah, if you do, please let me know in the comments below. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. So you guys take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.